Well, hey, good evening, boat friends. It's Sunday, November 12th. Welcome to the live stream. As you could probably see, we have a new format going for this live stream tonight. It's the Boat Friends Show. And really, what that is, it's once a week where we're all able to really catch up with each other. Typically, when I'm out here doing these live streams, I'm really, I'm focusing on the ships. So this way we can all get together, chat, and, really end the weekend with something kind of fun to do. I mean, if I had my way, I'd be able to give you the ships every time at 8 p.m. on a Sunday night so then we all could relax and unwind. I guess that's really for us in the United States. I mean, right now it's 8 p.m. Central Time. Our friends in Australia, just think about this. It is Monday around 2 p.m. for them. So depending on where you are at in the world, you might be watching this at obviously a different time, different frame of mind. But either way, this whole idea is to get together once a week. We can talk, we can have some fun, talk about shipping, talk about the ships that we saw, and just have some good, clean fun. And what I did here is I bundled up. I didn't know how long I would be out based on how long we'll be talking. So I got literally my winter stuff on. And I think a lot of you that deal with the cold weather, you know what I'm talking about. I'm wearing that one jacket where it's like, sure, I got some winter jackets that are for style, when I go out to restaurants or whatever. But this is that jacket that kind of sits in the closet that's 2 or 3 times bigger than you really need just to keep you warm. So that's the one that I'm wearing right now. So I got that. And I also have the snowmobile pants on too, so that way, just in case I'm out here long, I'm staying pretty warm. But as you can see, there's no snow here on the ground here in Duluth, Minnesota, which is kind of a good thing. But believe me, the snow will be coming. But again, hello to everybody joining the live stream and those that are watching after the fact. Just hang with it. We're gonna have some fun. Just relax for a moment. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get you caught up with a few things. The first thing I'm going to ask you, so I'm going to ask you quite a few questions and we're going to talk back and forth with each other. I'm going to mention a lot of the boat friends' names tonight because I want to thank all of you. And there's no particular order, as I mentioned, you folks. We have really developed a community and we have such a fun time together. It is just awesome in the comments. So this is that time where we get together and we can just have fun as a group. First question I have for you. If you were a Great Lakes ship captain for one day, what would you name the boat and why? So as you type that out and we see these answers, in the meantime, I'm going to show you a quick story. So we'll keep our eye on those answers. I think it'll get pretty fun seeing some of the names of the vessels. But I think a lot of us saw this earlier this week. Here's some news to get you caught up on real quick. The American Courage, that went aground into the Detroit Fox 2 had the story. They got it freed up, so we should be good to go there with them in the future as they sail around. But that was kind of an interesting situation, running aground. So I think a lot of you might have saw that. Here's what's going on in Duluth right now in port. We have a few vessels. I did catch the Federal Dart this afternoon, so I'll show you a quick sneak peek of that. So you have the Vancouver Borg that is right here, and actually I'll probably be able to zoom in and show you that. We have the Federal Dart that came in and it's over here at Ash Grove Terminal. It's going to be unloading powder cement. And then you have the Masabi Miner over at CN that is loading iron ore. Yeah, there's some cool names that are coming through. That's some funny stuff. This morning, I don't know if a lot of you saw that video. That was the sunrise this morning. It was one of those mornings where it's Sunday. Am I going to get up? I was kind of tired. I'm sure glad that I went out there and checked that out. Here's a quick screenshot from the Federal Dart. I'll be uploading that video at some point, but this is just straight from the video that I did a screenshot for you. I also saw the Kentucky and the Missouri. They were out there as well. But just a couple quick news and notes to get you caught up. Aurora of the Lakes, Mitch is saying. Very cool. You see the beautiful aerial lift bridge. Hope everybody had a good weekend. And again, let me know what you're thinking. Is this kind of a cool idea? Just, 8 p.m. Central on a Sunday night. Hopefully there's a ship, but I think it'd be fun to just spend an hour or whatever and just chatting and just seeing what's up with each other. The Great Lakester, JB is saying. That's a good one. Lucky Leprechaun Thomas was saying. That's cool. So I just want to go through, again, no particular order. I'm going to just kind of chop these up in different segments as we talk. Just want to say to the boat friends, Kurt in the Philippines, hello. Philip Drake, he's across the pond, always contributing in the comments. Melissa from Farmington, Minnesota, always see her in there too. Sam in Maryland, Thomas, Central Kentucky, Anthony, he's always in there. Joe in Duluth, you already know that's my guy that keeps his eye on the ships. He's always giving me updates of what's going on. Mike Rhodes, Alfred in Poland. You have Paul Farrow Jr., he's in Detroit. Catherine Austin. Lisa Beth Verhey and her husband, she sent a comment in this afternoon. She told me that she was watching these videos, really became interested in Duluth, and she said to her husband, I want to go to Duluth, and he said, I'm taking you. He did bring her here to Duluth. Unfortunately, I was out of town. That's when I was either traveling to New York or Los Angeles, but I missed them, but just want to say hello to them. Crystal Taylor and Mac in Georgia, Bill Marty, Rosalie also in central Minnesota, John Skelton. Now that's a person that you probably see him leaving a lot of comments, super legit comments, great information. I actually pinned his comment on Samuel D. Champlain here yesterday. Really, really good stuff. Bob Moore saying Manchester, UK. John Andrews in Canada. Can't forget about D. Templeton. Reynold in the Netherlands. And also he goes by Burgers Man in the UK. Francis. Grant, he's on there all the time. That's Grant Berardi and Claire Williams. And one more before I get to the next batch, and we'll just do a little more talking. But I also met Jake and K.E. And this couple, they moved to Duluth. They originally were Jake was from Winnipeg, Canada. K.E. was from Colorado, just a really nice couple. And we were talking about the ships, and I was giving them some advice about navigating some of these roads here in Duluth. When the ice comes. Again, it's all about the tires. That's all I got to say. But it's just wonderful. There's George on there. Always, George, I always get to see with the comments. And George wants me to go out tonight and do the PRT at midnight. You got to let George know that I got work too. So I'll probably be pretty tired in the morning if I do that PRT. I would love to get it, but that might be a tough one tonight for sure. And another question I have for you is, if you really had the choice, think about this. Would you rather spend a winter day on a ship, or would you rather spend a summer evening on the ship, and why? So obviously it's, not an easy question here. I'm trying to really get you thinking. So what do you think? Winter or summer on that ship that you really are interested in? I mean, just for me, that really is a tough one if you think about it, because I'm trying to think about this. Yeah, I'd love to see all the ice and all that, but would I be able to be on deck and kind of hang out outside of the ship? Not too much. So I would probably pick the summer. But then if I see that ship go by in the winter, I'd probably wish that I was on there. But those that are in here right now, if you could hit that like button, that'll just pull more boat friends into this so we can chat and they can find the channel. Got a lot of people in here right now. Really appreciate all you. And again, those people that are watching after this post where it's not live, that's cool. Just stay with this. And any of the answers that you want to provide. So when I'm asking these questions, go ahead in the comment section and add those answers so we all can look at it later. So there's no reason to only do this during the live stream. So if you're watching this 2 days later, throw your answers in there. I'd love to look at them, and I think all the boat friends would too. Yeah, see, it's a real mix. See, winter and summer. That's a tough one. It is really tough. See, look, I didn't say I'm going to provide any easy questions here. Okay, so now this is a good one. I thought about this one, and I know I'll get some of you on this one. Which two ships in Duluth would you like to see race each other? So if you had to put them one-on-one in a race, and you got to live stream that, and we got to watch it, what would you say? Two ships on the Great Lakes drag race. Who is it? And, we got to think about it. Some of this might be unfair because, if you throw the Saginaw up against, let's say, the got, that's going to be a tough situation there. But maybe we, maybe we go for distance. And I'm really not walking around right now. I'm just giving you something relaxing to look at. That way I can focus. Yeah, there you go. So Logan is saying Misabi Minor. And by the way, I want to say hello to Logan. You're doing a great job, my friend. Really like watching what you got going on. And it's always fun to see what you're doing. So really appreciate you joining. Good seeing you on there. So again, who would you want to see drag race? Which ships? Okay, I'm going to skip down to one question that, I was kind of wait to the end, but I'm going to throw this in there. This is a good one. So we're talking topic, maritime movie casting. Okay, I'll say it again, maritime movie casting. Which actors would you cast in a movie about a Great Lakes ship? Who plays the role? So let's say two actors. If it's a story about a Great Lakes ship, who knows what the movie will be, but it's something about Great Lakes ships. Who would you want in there as an actor? So I know we're going to probably see, a little swing in time depending on, who our favorite actors were. But I want to see who would be, let's say there was a movie about the PRT, or if it was about let's say the Anderson. Who is in that cast? Give me two actors on there. It'd be fun to see what you come up with. I mean, you gotta. Are you gonna throw Clint Eastwood in there? You gotta do that, right? I'm old school, so yeah. Harrison Ford. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Costner. Yep. See, you gotta have someone that's legit, though. That's the thing. I mean, some of these new actors, that's cool, but I gotta know that it's gonna go right. So as we look at some of these answers that are coming in, I'm going to keep moving along here. So also I want to say hello to Ken Hartman, Joan, you're always on there, Gil, Ellen Halpern, Ruth, Scott Lewis, Tim from Minot. I've been talking with him. I know that he's been busy with the grandkids. And here's another boat friend. We see him a lot on there. This is Stefan Knight from the UK. Now, Stefan, this is the guy, if you recall, is legitimately traveling to Duluth. He sent me his itinerary. He's going to be here this coming summer. So guess what? He's coming from across the pond to check out the lift bridge. And so that's pretty cool. He sent the itinerary. This is totally for real. So we might have to, if he comes here, maybe I'll go to Grandma's with him, because that's a long, long trip to come and check out the ships. And Jonathan, another person that I love talking about the ships with when he's down here. Jonathan, always great talking with you. Keep up the great work too. And as I mentioned, Logan, I already had you already listed. So you got an early shout out and you got a second one here. So Logan Mackey. And Sullivan, that's that boy that I met with his mother last week, that 8-year-old boy. Again, really sharp kid. I could see him being a captain in years to come. So don't forget about your buddy Mike when you become captain. Ralphie down in St. Paul, Kathy Hendrickson, and our buddy screen name Sky CVG, always on there. I see him doing comments, legit ship person. And another person, Doug got a timeshare in Two Harbors, he told me. So he's up there, once every 8 weeks. There's Minnesota News Now. How are you doing, Jason? Just doing a little bit of shout outs to the boat friends, and just doing a little relaxing here. I'm super overdressed, but I didn't know how cold it would be if I stood here for a long time. Yeah, so Doug, he has a timeshare. He's up here once every 8 weeks. I gave him the schedule, how to check it out, so I think he should be good to go. Lauren, Keith, Andreas from Austria. He was one of the contest winners with the hats. We saw him, so always good seeing Andreas in there. Gloria A. New favorite ship is Misabi Minor. Mike F., friend of mine down in Eden Prairie. And Elizabeth W., how could I forget about you? Always throwing in some cool comments. Always with the ships. It's always fun seeing Elizabeth on there. And Lori P. down in the Twin Cities. That's another person that always throws in some great fun comments. Keeps it going, comment after comment. Just keeps engaging with the boat friends. I can just tell she's a good person. And, that really underscores the point. Everybody that is looking at ships and having fun, watching these ships, it's a good group of people. Also, Cheryl S., Jeff Johnson, B&M Girl, I saw you on here. I know that you're always in there. Moose Man, saw him in there too. and Melissa Warfield. And how could we forget about Karen, Chuck, Vicky, Johan, Deb, Charlie? You can't forget about Charlie. He's the one that won that hat, and let me use his image there, looking good in that hat. And Jonathan from California, he does a lot of traveling. So Jonathan, we connect with each other, great guy. And Corey, you can't forget about Corey. Cynthia's on there. There's Sally, another great friend. Well, I guess I'll move around a little bit. One video that I'm going to do for you that I've been waiting to do is I'm going to do a video where I walk up from the very end of Lake Avenue, where I just walk up. It'll take about 5 minutes to get there to watch the ships here in Canal Park. And that way you can really see. A lot of people are asking about these buildings. They really haven't seen them too much, so I'm going to do a long walk to get there, so you can just fast forward if you need. Also, a couple other questions that I was wondering. So if you could combine two ships into one mega ship, which ones would you choose and why? So that's right here on the Great Lakes. If you had your pick of two ships, you put them right together, what would you do? I mean, there would be some really odd combinations if you threw like a PRT with an ATB in there. Let's say the Samuel de Champlain. That would be kind of interesting. Remember, it got to float. That's important. And here's another question. Has anybody in here in chat, have any of you ever been on a Great Lakes ship? And what was it like? So that'd be kind of interesting. I think a lot of us talk about being on these ships, but I have had a lot of crew members and even captains that have reached out to me. So obviously they have devoted their life to this trade. But that'd be really cool to be on there. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, as far as some of the actors. Okay. It's always funny just to see kind of what people are thinking. I think it's always interesting. And so here's a question. We have no snow right now in Duluth. It was a record snow last year in Duluth. We can go back and look at this. What is your guess? How many inches of snow is going to fall from, let's say, from right now to the very end of the year? Or let's say into next year. So how many inches total during the wintertime? Hopefully the last snow we get is in March, so then we can have an early spring. But how many inches are you thinking? Really thought I'd be doing a live stream with snow at this point. And we're talking full. There's JJ on there. How are you? We're talking the full winter season. Full winter season. How many inches? You can get 7 inches in 3 hours here. And what would you think? So also, what would you say is the best looking ship with a layer of snow on it? So we all have our favorites, yeah, but there might be some that look a little better with that snow, little ice wrapped around the bow. Which ship would you say looks best with a little bit of snow on it? And I got another one with the winter theme. This is going to be a good one. So I'll let you, okay, 20 to 50 inches. Kirk Douglas, Tom is saying, for the part in the movie. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm just trying to stay in the light. How you doing, Mitch? Good seeing Mitch on here. Richard. Noel's on here. There's Victoria. Arthur M. Anderson. Yep, 60 to 70 inches. If I recall last year, it was 120-something inches through the whole winter time. Brent, how are you? Nice seeing you. 69 inches. I hope a lot of you that are saying 50, 60 inches, you need to talk to someone about that, so that really does happen. 102, so now we got Colleen that's saying over 100, yeah. So Minnesota News Now is saying 86 inches is average. Let's try to hit that. Jim, how are you in Tucson? I don't think we're talking about snow for you. Nathan, how are you? Okay. Now think of this one. We all look at these crews on these ships. I think a lot of us know them. You know, the PRT, the Anderson, the JRB. We all know the names, no doubt about it. So this is for some of the crews, if they happen to be listening now or after the fact, I want them to really think about this. Which vessel crew, so the whole crew on these vessels, if they had to have a snowball fight, which crew, which ship is going to win that snowball fight. So we got some pretty good workers, but I think a lot of us over time have seen, maybe there's a ship that looks like they got some harder workers on there. What would you think if you really had to go one-on-one? Let's say the PRT's entire crew versus the JRB. And there might be, I'm gonna tell you this: the one that I think would probably be the sneaky winner is the Michipicoten. You know why? That ship is in here so often that crew, they're not really resting too much, so they're used to working hard, and I think they might come out on top. If someone has a better idea on that, that's a tough one. That Michipicoten, pretty legit. Yeah, I just wanted to give you something relaxing to look at. Unfortunately, when it's dark, I don't have that much light here, just based on the resolution in this YouTube streaming. And that's another thing. So this is a live stream, so those that are watching after the fact, you can participate too. So just throw it in the comments, any of these answers. We'll go back, have a fun time laughing, and keep it light, Brent is saying they're calling for less snow. Yeah, Victoria, she loves the view of the bridge, and I do too. I think I've pondered this so many times. Really think about this. Would we be just as transfixed on watching these ships go through if that bridge wasn't here? Sure, if the canal was here, we would still watch them, but there really is something cool about where we hear the bells, we hear the horn from the bridge, it goes up. I mean, there's something there that's very, maybe the word is romantic, where you are attached to this, and it's just something unique and different. So to me, Victoria, I know what you mean. I mean, looking at this bridge is awesome. Yesterday, I didn't capture it for you. I was going to take a picture, but to honor Veterans Day, what they did is they had the bridge lit up red, white, and blue. So that was pretty cool. That would have been really awesome to get a ship going through. MMB said that it was the largest structure that he's ever seen. He was here in October. Yeah, it's very large. I mean, this part, the part where it goes up, that you can have vehicle traffic, pedestrian traffic. This area right here in the middle, that's where the lift bridge operator controls the bridge, and there's someone in there 24 hours a day during the shipping season. You can actually see the monitors. Let me zoom in. You can see those monitors right there that they're keeping their eye on what's going on the bridge. Yeah, no, that's great, Logan. But as far as vessel traffic, I was keeping my eye on it. I know the Polar Tagurtha will be coming in a little later for me. Let's keep it moving a little bit. I think what I'm going to do, I'll walk over, give you a shot of the lake walk over here. We can see the downtown skyline. I said I wasn't going to walk, but now I'm walking. But what does everybody think? Do you like this format where we just kind of talk and not, we're talking about the ships, but this is just for us to catch up. It's hard for me, especially in a live, to look at every comment and to engage because I'm really trying to focus on the best shot. But I think having, up to an hour or whatever it might be where we just talk on a Sunday would be kind of fun. Wind down our weekend, something pretty easy on the mind. Have a little fun while we're at it. And for those that come to Duluth, or if you were ever to come to Duluth, what is your must-see ship? So if you were coming here, whether you've been here many times before, or maybe someday you're dreaming to come out here and check out the ships, what is that one ship? If you had one coming through in the day you're here, which ship would it be? I think a lot of people say the PRT, 1,013 feet in length, that's the longest on the Great Lakes. But then again, yeah, JRB, Elizabeth saying, you can't go wrong with the JRB. Now, one thing that I want to update all you on is that, sure, the Mesabi Minor has the record right now with the decibel reading, but remember, I was dead center in the middle of that ship as it was going by. I was kind of in an echo chamber where that building was, and it blasted the stern horn and the bow horn simultaneously. So there really was some extra power there. It really sounded like surround sound. So then the question is, if the JRB hit the bow and stern horn, that'd probably be a whole nother record. Ghost Sports, how are you? Been seeing you in there. Very nice seeing you. There's Chris. Debbie, how are you? And what you are looking at right now is the skyline here in Duluth, Minnesota. We are right next to Lake Superior. The red light, that is the North Pier Lighthouse. Green light that you see, that is the South Pier Lighthouse. Those are the channel markers that allow ships to come through that canal that you can see. Goes under the area lift bridge. Give you a shot of those towers that I love. You can see all those communication towers. They're on the hill. Jagurtha or Barker, yeah. Those are definitely some all-stars. Not a lot of people out here. You can imagine a Sunday, a lot of people are getting ready for a Monday. But for me, I thought it would be fun just to come out and do this because it kind of gets me ready for a Monday too. This is something that relaxes me. This is my hobby, for real. This is my woodworking. This is whatever hobby you might have. This is my hobby right here. And I relax, and it's awesome. So this is getting me ready for a Monday, no doubt about that. Just checking the phone over here. So, I bet a lot of you thought that you'd be watching snow at this point here in Duluth. And there's this weird feeling that comes over me where I 100% want to shoot a ship in the snow for you right now. But then there's another part of me that's like, look, it's November. The shovels will come out at some point. Just maybe we can push it down into December, that snow. But I don't know. I'm really torn because it is so fun to come out and take a look at those ships. But believe me, I've said it before, there will be snow, there will be ice. This is Minnesota. And to my Canadian friends, they call Minnesota Canada Junior. And they call it that for a reason. Take a look at that wind up there, that flag. And there's Andrew Hunt from Canada. Where are you at in Canada, Andrew? I have a good friend of mine that's in Newfoundland and Labrador that's out there on the Atlantic side. Got a friend in BC as well. That bridge never gets old. We've said this to each other so many times. Never gets old. Ontario, okay, cool. Yeah, one area that I want to get to in Canada someday, I want to get to Montreal, Quebec. Beautiful, beautiful area of Canada. So someday I'm going to get out there. Chucky said that he made a mistake trying to go up Lake Avenue in a blizzard. So what he's talking about is right in this direction, there's a hill. Obviously, you can see those communication towers. There's a hill that you have to drive up, and you are going straight up. It really reminds me of San Francisco. I was in San Francisco recently, and, when I was driving up the car up the hill, I mean, more power to the people that live on those hills in San Francisco and some of those row houses that I see. But if you lose something, let's say the ball, falls out of your hand, or let's say the milk falls out of your hand as you're coming into the house, that thing is rolling way down. So I don't know about that hill living, but hey, it's all good. But anyway, there's that Lake Avenue that goes all the way up over there, and that can get really, really tricky. You really don't want to go up there. Then I told the two boat friends today that I met, we were talking right over here after the Federal Dart came in, and they're new to Duluth, and I told them to go up Mesaba Avenue. That's the right move. Try to avoid that Lake Avenue. But you remember they had that popcorn stand that was right over here? That's obviously gone now. That season's pretty much over. But the interesting thing about Duluth is that you think that the season is over in the summer. No, I mean, this is 12 months out of the year. There's hockey tournaments. You have Bentleyville. And hey, that brings a point up. A lot of people want to see Bentleyville. So I will do this. I'm going to time it where a ship is going to be departing in the harbor, coming out through the harbor, going to exit through and depart out the lift bridge. I'm going to walk through Bentleyville, which will take a couple minutes. So you'll see the lights, and I'll go right up to the shoreline, and we'll look at the ship as it's going through. So I'll give you the statistics like I normally do. And, I think that'll be pretty fun so you can actually get a taste of Bentleyville up close. But again, those that are in, hit that like button. And those that have not subscribed, go ahead and do that because I'm going to be out here live streaming. Those likes really count, so it'll help people like us that love the ships find the channel. It's important. There's Leonard there in Arizona City, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. My friend, I will take that any day. There's Bruce and Shakopee gearing up probably for Monday as well. Bruce, you have no snow down there as well. Vanessa, how are you? Yeah, I'll definitely do that. The Bentleyville is a really fun thing, and what's interesting as well is it's totally free. I mean, it's one of those things where you could easily say they could charge $20, no problem. But it's free. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? I got to tell you, I am overdressed. I can feel it right now. But guess what? I'll take being a little too warm. I didn't want to be out here and be, right now I'm 31 minutes in. I didn't want to be freezing. So I'll take being warm over cold any day. Anybody have an update? I know, Logan, you probably are on top of it. What are you thinking about ETA for that PRT? Are we still talking about midnight Central Time? Give me an update if you can. All the boat friends will see it. Just throw in there the ETA, what you think, the Paul Arts or Goethe, what time it'll be in. The PRT coming from way, way out there. We can't see the lights. And here's another hack. If you're here in Duluth and you see the ship that is just barely on the horizon where you just can see that dot, that means it's about an hour out. So always remember that. The average speed with knots, that usually means it's about 60 minutes from the time you see it on the horizon to the time that it hits this bridge, 60 minutes. Okay, 11:45. Cheryl saying 11:45. Yeah, Ted, here's the thing. I got some things I got to do in the morning as well, so I'd love to see that PRT, but I don't think I can do it. I mean, I got some things that I got to do tomorrow for work, very important to me. So this is what I use these weekends for. It's a recharge for the Monday, and wanted to add this new live that we'll do on a Sunday to the rotation. Would you rather have this on a Sunday night or a Saturday night? Because I know a lot of us can get caught up doing things on a Saturday. I was thinking Sunday as everybody's kind of getting, ready, at least in the States here, kind of getting ready to get moving on a Monday. Thought if we do it on Sunday, it's still something fun to look forward to. So let me know. Would you rather have this on a Sunday night, Saturday night, Friday night? I just thought it'd be something fun to just throw in there on a Sunday. Give us something to look forward to. Sunday, okay. Francis, how are you? How about is anybody game for Monday at 4 a.m.? Would you set your alarm? I'm kidding. Well, actually, some of our friends in Australia would be cool with that. And here's Grandma's right over here. It's a famous restaurant right here in Duluth. Really good food. They got that cool observation deck too that you can kind of hang out over there, look at the ships. Well, we got hundreds of people in here. It's pretty awesome. There's Timothy. How you doing, man? Good seeing you. Michael, how are you? Yeah, again, I wanted to do this just to give us a platform for us all to talk and have some fun together. A lot of stuff going on out there, as you know, good and bad, but this is just that one part where we can take a half an hour, relax, talk, know what the format's going to be, know what we're going to talk about. It's going to be fun. We're going to relax, tell a couple jokes, look at a couple ships. No harm in that, you know what I mean? The fire truck going over the bridge over on this side. I think a lot of you are familiar. That's Park Point. That is an island. So they had to dredge this canal right here. This is man-made. They dredged that, and there used to be a point going all the way out, and now that side over there, that's all an island. Natural sandbar going all the way down. Well, boat friends, 35 minutes into it. I seriously can't thank you enough, and we're going to make this a routine where we all can catch up with each other and make it a little more personal. And, you know, one thing that would be cool, though, a lot of people have been sending in videos, pictures. If you have anything that's cool that you want to share with the boat friend community, if it's something where you went on a trip, you saw a ship, saw a port, something cool that you want to share, email it over to me. So you can find my email address right on the About section of the YouTube homepage that I have. Just email it over, and you know, I'll probably throw it up there because it's very interesting. You saw some of the stuff that has been sent over already. I mean, we saw those ships that were sitting at anchor during the strike. We saw another boat friend that sent over him on a boat in the Vancouver port. So send stuff over. Let's take a look. Anything that might be interesting to share with our community, email it over to me, and I'll incorporate it into one of these lives or one of the videos. I think it'll be just pretty good. Well, anyway, there I go again, where I go to close and then I talk. So you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday night. Get some rest. Monday's on the way. And we will be together again soon. I have some cool videos coming, that Federal Dart for sure, and I got some others. And you never know. There could be a live stream tomorrow, so that's all I'll say. Just I'm going to zip my lips, but we'll just have to see what happens. But anyway, you take care. Have a great night. Thank you again for joining. And on your way out, hit that like button. It'll help with YouTube's algorithm, and we'll keep it rocking. So happy Sunday night. Take care. We'll see each other soon.